It has been a very negative week on Channel Nimrod. So let's wrap it up by getting this mess out of the way. This is a Michael Bryan Benson comic. I could end the review there and just start tearing it up now. But it has been a while since we got to look at a Benson comic in these videos. And there is some stuff to talk about here. This is Dark Avengers Annual. Sad to say we get Crispin Ailo's art wasted on another rotten story. There is some backstory required, and I have a theory. Benson's Avengers work had loads and loads of required reading, all of it conveniently also written by Benson. I think this might have been done as a means to accomplish two things. First, to inflate the sense of importance by insisting that a story had been 4 or 5 years in the making, or that everything has led to this. And secondly, to possibly deflect criticism by saying that someone cannot possibly fairly comment on an issue because they have not completed the side quest of reading every other thing Benson has written. Luckily, in my case, I have, and I can still say this is dog shit. Nice portfolio pieces again, ruined by words. This issue focuses on Captain Marbles, the real one, Noh-varr. There is some fucking fascinating planning going on with this character that is amazingly contradictory to the idea that Benson is a master planner who has stories 4 years in the making. I need to explain Dark Avengers though. Dark Avengers was a thing that Benson did that was predictably ripping off and claiming other people's things. This is something that he consistently did. In fact, Captain Marbles, the real one, Noh-varr, another example of that. A character someone else introduced, someone else came up with all the ideas for, someone else tried to make a viable character in their own right. Benson realised that not enough people had eyes on this character, so he could just import them into his books, and a large percentage of the readers will think that it is a Michael Bryan Benson character. I was going to offer some other examples here, and I started making a list before the video, but when it easily hit over 20 characters, I thought that it was pointless. And anyway, the Dark Avengers also serve that purpose, both individually and as a collective. They help make my point. But, God, there's so many things to talk about here. And it's tough because I didn't know where to really begin. Right, the Dark Avengers. Sorry there is not a great shot of them to do this on. That is their leader in panel 4 at least, with one of the members behind them. The Dark Avengers are both a rip-off and an attempt to claim summit someone else did, namely Warren Fallis's Thunderballs. Warren Fallis and Mike Diddy Dardo Jerk, they revamped Thunderballs 2 years beforehand, with Norman Osborn as the leader, and Venom and Bullseye Man as members. It was very successful. People liked it. So 2 years later, Benson strip mines that book. He takes Norman Osborn, Venom, Bullseye Man, and a token woman from Thunderballs. He takes Mike Diddy Dardo Jerk too, and he launches his new series, Dark Avengers. This is Benson's attempt to convince people that he has created something here. He is the man who is doing a team with Venom and Bullseye Man. If you never read Thunderballs, great. You believe that he has done something original. If you did, well, he's going to try and convince you that actually nothing has changed. And maybe you are misremembering. And Michael Bryan Benson did Thunderballs all along. And trust us, there's plenty of other stuff. The rest of the Dark Avengers even, they are characters he also adopted after someone else created or revamped them. And he wants to convince people that they are his characters. Case in point, Captain Marbles, the real one, Noh-varr. He had naught to do with Thunderballs. There is also Arse, God of War. There's Century. There is Wolfman's bisexual emo son, Gerard. None of them created by Benson, but he is going to try his darndest to make at least one person think that they are his characters. So, Jesus, this is going to be a long video. The other thing is that his stories are blatant rip-offs and rehashes. So many of them are repurposed Jason Bourne Avengers plots. Dark Avengers is a rip-off too. It is, ironically, also a Thunderballs story. Kurt Busey's story with the Villians posing as heroes. It is verbatim that. Benson manages to do it worse than Kurt Busey, which need I remind you, I hate Kurt Busey as a writer in every way. Michael Bryan Benson is... You can get a really good reading on Benson pretty early on. But if you haven't had to suffer through most of his comics like I have, this is a man who wants to write for TV, but he isn't good enough. So we have to put up with him dispassionately, spitefully writing comic books, hoping that one day NBC or CBS will notice him and hire him to showrun their new drama series with splashings of comedy. His goal would be to write for summit shit like Castle.
Get away, man. They didn't shoot your gob off. They didn't dunce the gadget. It was bun mortal in the boozer when Eddie went down like. Nah, that Levi Chava done got himself dead. On the gate for Smith.
Round the doors to Felton. Way I cannot forget Annette. He's a Geordie. From Newcastle. Though technically English, the language has evolved to include a certain unique vocabulary and grammatical structure.
But I think in his mind, he wants to write the next Buffy. He wants to write the next Firefly. Benson, he clearly aspires to be Joshua Whedonson. He aspires to be a man who needs a team of writers and a bunch of producers to create anything worth watching. Benson is in every way a very poor imitation. He does all the snappy banter and the sarcasm, and it is somehow even more annoying and definitely more remedial under his pen. So, Captain Marbles, the real one, noh-varr. This is a classic example of Benson just grabbing onto something and having no idea what to do beyond his need to claim characters. Noh-varr joined the Dark Avengers, and then he just abruptly left after 5 issues. You didn't see him leave. You didn't see him again in the series. There was no story told there. The characters mentioned his name once more in the series, and that was it. The only thing close to resolution or acknowledgement was this annual. You see, Benson, he had no direction for this character. He had claimed them as his own and gotten bored, so just wrote them out straight away. You can see that this was never the plan, because Mike Diddy Dardo Jerk, he continued to draw the character on the covers all the way until issue 12. The other thing is the idea of noh-varr becoming the next Captain Marbles. That wasn't even Benson's idea. The writer of Miss Marbles, he wanted to do this. This was his idea. Taking noh-varr and making him into a reluctant Captain Marbles. Benson just took the idea from him and then did absolutely no story with it and got rid of the character straight away. He wasted what could have been an interesting actual story because he wanted to convince 8 people and a dog that he actually created this character. We do have nice crisp and halo artwork. I feel sorry for the guy having to draw crap like this and that Spider-Man issue. Let's just quickly get to the end so I can show the new design for Captain Marbles, the real one, noh-varr. Because it's one of those designs that looks excellent, but only when Crisp and Halo draws it. Whenever any other artist tries to draw this, it never looks anywhere near as good as this. And they totally missed the point that it is meant to be evocative of Captain Marbles, the real one, Marvel, his original costume. And I didn't have the time to get into the consistently mangled continuity on display in all of Benson's Avengers books, proudly edited by Tom Beevort. Totally fucking up Captain Marbles and Kazar continuity here. The Supreme Intelligence Annette Bening. She was never the entity that made characters saviors of the universe. Ever. She gave Mar-Vell his magic bracelets. That was it. She never had anything to do with the saviour of the universe stuff or all that mythology. Anyway, this is the closure to this character's time with the Dark Avengers. Fucking trash, wasn't it? I feel like most of what can be said about Benson overall as a writer has already been said by other people. I rate this dark thumbs up.